Hi guys, it's Tanya and I'm back today for Little Yellow Bicycle. Today I'm going to show you how to make a layout using the Elizabeth Park collection. Here's the layout that we're going to be making today. Before we get started, I just want to point out a few things that we're going to learn. First, we're going to use all of the frames except for one from the packet of frames, and this layout was inspired by a picture wall that I have in my living room where I have several frames grouped together, so I thought why not try the same thing on a layout. So I've done that, and then I've also embellished it a little further using the flower paper kit. So I'm going to show you an easy way to put together these accordion fold flowers that you see on the layout right here. So there's one here, and then there's one over here in the corner. And there's no instructions in the flower paper kit, and these things can be just a little bit tricky if you don't know the right technique. So all it takes is a fast drying paper glue, or my go-to tool is to use my hot glue gun. The supplies that you'll need to finish this project are 2 papers from the collection that are listed in the downloadable instructions, a scrap piece of lavender cardstock, and a scrap piece of chipboard. You'll also need the paper flower kit, the flower button dots, the jewel stickers, the stick pins, the fabric frames, the paper lace stickers, and the chipboard sticker embellishments. When you open your flower paper kit, the first thing you're going to notice is that there are several long pieces that are pre-scored. These are the pieces that make the accordion flowers. These thinner pieces make the smaller flowers, and these wider pieces here will make the larger flowers. So the thin pieces make these little teeny ones here. They're really not that small. They're about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches across. And then the wider pieces make this larger flower here, which is about 2.5 inches across. Before you get started on the flowers, you're going to want to plug in your hot glue gun. So the first flower that we're going to do is the yellow accordion folded flower. So you want to grab the wider yellow piece, and as I mentioned, there are creases or score lines all the way along the strip. So you're going to fold it a mountain and valley fold all the way down the strip. It's almost impossible to hold this pinched together with each fold, so you can let go of it and then keep folding the next section. You just want to make sure that when you let go that you're doing the mountain and valley all the way, because if you mess up one little area, you're going to have to refold it the opposite direction all the way down, and you don't want to have to do that. So here's your finished piece, all the way folded just like an accordion. And then what you're going to have to do before you do the next step is you want to take your chipboard and cut a square that's about 1 inch by 1 inch. You're going to want to lay that down on your surface and then puddle a pile of hot glue right in the middle. Once you have your glue puddled, you're going to grab your accordion folded strip and you're going to gather all of it up into a tight accordion fold, just like this. So you're going to want to pinch it tight from side to side and front to back. So once you have a tight hold on that, you want to play with it and just to get your fingers used to fanning out the accordion, because once you put it down into the glue, you're going to have to work very quickly. It's very easy if you let go of your grip that the whole thing just falls open like that. So you'll just want to play with it just a little bit before you put it down in the glue there. You're going to pinch it all together, lay it down in the center of your glue, and keep a good hold there on the bottom with your thumbs, and use your fingers to fan it outward and all the way around. As you're doing this, make sure that you keep a finger there in the center to keep it pushed down into the glue, and you'll be just fine. As you pull it back around, you can adjust some of the folds. Some of them will be spread apart more than others, and you can adjust that as the glue dries. You have a few seconds there for the glue to be able to manipulate the accordion before the glue will set completely. Once you get it all the way around, you're going to notice that you still have an opening here. All I do is I take my paper piercing tool and some mini glue dots, and I lift the dot up right on the tool there, place it on one side. Actually, I'm going to use two of them, one closer to the center and then one a little more out towards the edge here. Put the glue dots there and then just pinch the seam together. And then on top, we're going to use one of these flowers that are die cut for you. You can see that there are score lines on it, so just go ahead and fold along those score lines. And then once you have that folded, you can see on this finished one that I just layered the accordion fan fold piece with the die cut flower and then put a flower button dot on top. This center flower here, you can use glue dots to adhere it or just another little dab from the hot glue gun. And as you know, the button dots already have dimensional adhesive there in between. But I also wanted to tell you just a few more things about this layout. You'll see here in the center that I have a butterfly there, and there's two of the flower stick pins that are stuck through there to be the antenna, but you see they're not sticking out the bottom here. What I did there was used a pair of wire cutters. You could use an old junk pair of scissors. It's going to be a little more difficult to do that. But I just cut them down and added some foam tape in the back and stuck the pins right into the foam tape, and they stay put really well that way. The other thing I wanted to tell you is these paper lace stickers, if you've worked with them before, you'll notice they're very delicate stickers. So sometimes they like to shift around and move around on you. So what I like to do is I like to place something overlapping it just a little bit and put a glue dot over top of it before I place the chipboard down, and that tends to hold it just a little bit better. You could also use temporary adhesive in addition underneath the paper lace. They do have some adhesive on them, but again, sometimes they shift around a little bit if you don't add it a little bit more. Another thing that I do to hold it there is I wrap it all the way around the edge. So I cut a little bit extra and then wrap it along to the back side here, and that helps hold it in place better. I did the same thing down here on the bottom. There's a glue dot underneath this flower button dot, and that's helping to hold the paper lace down a little bit better. I also added the jewels onto the frames in a coordinating color just to dress them up a little bit. And the other thing I wanted to mention before I go is this last frame here, I chose to put pattern paper in it. That's optional. You really could get by with only using one sheet of the pattern paper as your background and not using pattern paper here, but instead use solid cardstock and add your journaling in that square if you'd like. So you can find the full supply list and complete instructions for this layout step by step from start to finish in a downloadable PDF available on the website at www.mylyb.com. That's www.mylyb.com. Thank you.